So, if you're a nonprofit director, you may be wondering, why do we spend so much time talking about board governance? This stuff is boring. Can't we get back to the fun stuff? Can't we get back to pursuing the mission? Can't we get back to doing good work? Why do we get so caught up in how decisions get made, when decisions get made, where they get made, who's voting on what? These things matter. And why? Because the law says so. And because you've got to do the right thing when you're using other people's charitable dollars. Here in Ohio in particular, the law says that directors who serve on a nonprofit's board have certain fiduciary duties when it comes to the nonprofit, right? There are certain things that they are expected to do on behalf of that organization. A director must act in good faith. A director must act in a manner that the director reasonably believes is in, or at the very least, not opposed to the best interest of the nonprofit. And the director must act with the care that an ordinarily prudent person in a similar position would use under similar circumstances. It's sort of like the old golden rule, right? Treat your organization the way that you would hope to be treated yourself. That's basically what it boils down to. And time again, we hear stories about directors that don't do this, and instead they're looking out for their best interests and how can they suit themselves or use their position with the nonprofit to gain some sort of advantage. And when that happens, the director has breached their fiduciary duties, and that can lead to an investigation. It can lead to litigation brought by the Attorney General's office, or sometimes even other interested parties, such as members of the organization, your major donors, sometimes even from other directors. And it can even lead to loss of the organization's tax-exempt status. So the bottom line is that as a director of a nonprofit, you can't just operate on the fly. The organization needs to have good governance policies in place in order for the directors to properly do their jobs and to make decisions that are in the best interest of the organization.